Uh, Good morning, all you people out there in YouTube land. Goemon Ronan coming at you with my morning coffee. It's been a while. And I'm going to try and explain some of that in this video. And as you last might remember, I kind of lost my last retail job about 7.5 or so months ago. And in that interim, I actually started a business, a digital music company called, it's a guitar exchange. So basically I take, instruments and enjoy them and sell a few here and there, and then at the end of the year, I've sold everything at a loss, and my taxes that's sort of where I make my money, is in the loss, if that makes any sense. But the problem with that is I still do fall in love with things. Like that Jackson right there, I'm just not ready to sell it yet. So I've kind of decided that I want to keep doing that a bit, but also take my business in a different direction. And because I want to do that, I need a little bit more capital, and therefore I'm going to have to pick up a 9-to-5 again, which I've done. So I'm actually starting back in retail tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. I go back into the retail world, into a very different position than I have been in the last couple times around. So hopefully this will be a little bit more tolerable, but I'm also hoping for it to be a little bit more temporary. I have a kind of standing promised interview with a work-at-home company that both my wife and sister-in-law work for. So I'm going to be sending them my resume. I've been told to do so in about 10 or so days. So I expect that I probably won't be in retail very long. This is just sort of an interim thing to get some money coming in and kind of help make ends sort of meet for the time being, is really what I'm trying to say here. Otherwise, things have been a little rocky in my marriage, just primarily because of me kind of trying to start a business and my wife having to cover a little bit more than she's typically used to. I've certainly been in that situation before. And I don't know if any of you, if I've mentioned it, but this is actually my second marriage. During my first marriage, my wife did not start a business, but she dedicated herself very heavily to a new startup, and it occupied her time a great deal. Guys, I want to apologize for the lighting in this place. It's not very ideal, but I can't seem to do anything with it. The bar lighting really would be the better way to go, but it's just that if I fire that up, the neons come on, and then you have to leave those on for like a couple hours before you turn them off again, or something like that. At least half an hour, or something like that. They're not supposed to be like powered up and down like that. It's not good for their ballasts, apparently. So I'm sorry about the lighting, but I'm currently doing a house sitting gig, and I'm just I'm stuck with the lighting here. I've tried to do the best I can with it, but really it's trying to cancel out these overhead glares that are the real problem. So yeah, I really view the stepping back into retail as kind of a step backwards, but it will allow me to kind of make some strides in my business ventures. So that'll be good, and it just gives me an interim to step into this work at home job. The retail job's not close to my living situation. In any way, shape, or form. It is about a 24-minute drive out there, and that equates to what I call an hour round trip to work every day that I am not getting paid for. So there are just several things about the situation that I'm not happy about, because despite making like $15 an hour, due to all the traveling and stuff, it's more like 12 or 13. Which just it hardly seems worth it. And to be honest, with the way that COVID has changed everything, I am very surprised that like retail shopping is still a thing. I've never understood that mentality of the person who shows up in Walmart every day and like the whole store knows them, and it's like they always got this smile. It's like some people are just in a different place mentally, I think. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. I digressed a little bit there. This is supposed to kind of be an update, right? Otherwise, I mean, really, there's not a whole lot to tell. I've just been busy, mainly, doing solder jobs on guitars and stuff. I've been very kind of caught up and busy in that, and sort of caught up and busy in trying to keep my marriage together as best I can. And we're looking for vehicles. We're looking into housing. There's a lot going on right now that is my wife doesn't really care to do research or anything like that. I understand that some people don't like that stuff. I kind of like it and enjoy research in a lot of ways. I always thought I'd be a good researcher or a research assistant. But I understand a lot of people don't like doing that, so I end up doing that, doing a lot of the research, and it just is a lot to do. I've just been very preoccupied with things. So to everybody out there that keeps up with me, I'm just really sorry. I've been kind of off the radar for a couple of years. It's nothing personal. It's just, I don't have enough subscribers to monetize my channel or anything like that. So YouTube is really just sort of a project for me. It's just one of those things. Speaking of projects, I'm actually working on a comic book as well. I have my first 2 issues. Once I get employed again, I'm gonna or once I get money coming in again, I'm going to get into the 3rd issue. But it's actually kind of been a blessing in disguise, because my 3rd issue has needed a major rewrite. It's kind of clinical and dull in some ways. So I will try and let everybody know when the job change occurs, when I move from retail to work at home. And then the wife and I are gonna like seriously sort of discuss what we're gonna do and where we're gonna end up and how we're going to do all of that, because once we're both working at home, that gives us a lot of flexibility. I don't know whether we're going to be nomadic or anything like that. Neither of us are really into that. neither of us are really, well, I especially, having, lived abroad and everything, am not really into traveling. I feel like China was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, and I just don't know that Plus, I also don't know that I understand the mentality of spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on memories, really. Because at least if I spend thousands of dollars on instruments, I have these to resell. Or there's a physical thing there, it's weird. I'm not trying to say that memories aren't important and that they don't have value and that I don't like to take a trip now and then. I just feel like we would rather take, like, one or two big trips a year to maybe another country or across the country or like a particular state that we've been wanting to check out, rather than being nomadic and just not having a home. The other big deciding factor there is our pets. As you guys know, we had 3 cats, which dwindled down to 1. We lost our silver tabby, Tabitha, to cancer in, I believe, 2018, 2019 now. And we still have 2 cats, but, they've kind of grown and gotten bigger, and we live by a highway and a train track, so they're indoor cats, and our RV has just gotten a little bit on the small side for our boy cat, especially Joe. He's really having a difficult time with things, so we're trying to figure something out there. But that's sort of where everything is, kind of, with me and the wife and all that. She's very comfortably working at home for a reasonable salary. I'm starting work tomorrow for a reasonable salary, I guess, and hope to move to doing what she's doing soon and expand my business into new territory, which I will discuss with you guys when the time feels appropriate. I'm going to go ahead and not, use the entire 15 minutes for this video, because, why do that? And just go ahead and sign out here. So, thanks to all my, subscribers for keeping up with me over the years, and Joey especially. You've been really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get your pescatarian video. I'm technically not vegetarian. I'm pescatarian. I never quit eating fish, and I never really quit eating eggs and cheese and dairy and stuff like that. But I do have some interesting things to say about that. I'm probably going to refresh my coffee and film that video right now for you, since you requested it. So that's going to be that, everybody. Going on running. Signing out. Have a nice day. Stay cool.